Hey guys, it's me, Ashley. I'm coming on tonight. I wanted to talk about a couple things. Basically, I was being asked to be taken back to a time. So the only way I could relay what I'm saying that people might understand where I come from with it is to oh, my dog has just jumped on my computer. Is to go back. Well, that's how I was being shown. So I was like, okay, here we go. Behind me is my board, and I'm using Revelations again from the Bible to talk about something that has to do with Chosens, and also at the same time with the trajectory that we're on right now. Why the Chosens are important is something I'm going to speak to in a bit, but I have to go do a way back playback to explain why I'm here where I am in Revelations. For those of you that may have seen me maybe 10, 12 years ago when I started this channel and I just dropped off the map, I always had this feeling that something was coming. Had I known that it was going to take all this time to get to this precipice point, I wouldn't have seen that in a million years, because at the time I was so young and I felt like I was very vivacious. So my energy towards what I felt was maybe more fast paced than it did present itself, right? So from that point on, I felt like I was following Revelations even all the way back then. That it was going to start off at that point and then work its way through and I've been following it. I've followed all the different sections, and I feel like it's a great tool, but I was always being shown to read this end section of the Bible as a way to follow along to see the trajectory until the time came, right? So where we are right now, at least I've said in different videos, is in Revelations we're at chapter 16, and Euphrates is 12, 16, 12 verse. We've already been experiencing that. Preparation for the kings of the east. There are some, bubbling nations right now that seem to be on a uniting forefront. So I do feel like this is kind of 1612 is also part of this. And as we shift over to this idea of 1614 to 1617, which in its essence just kind of sticks and uses the word Armageddon, but from an etymologist standpoint, Armageddon, Har being hill and Megaddon being mound, mound of the governors. I'm getting this sneaking suspicion that there's going to be some type of trifecta, empire-esque wise, to do with this annihilation setup type of thing. I truly feel like this is a ruse to propel more fear-based thinking. Like how important that is, because it's like here we are as all these light workers, chosen, star seeds, whatever the case may be, trying to raise this frequency. And then there might be something like some storyline. It doesn't even have to come to fruition, but it could even be a storyline that shakes and scares and permeates a different mindset that kind of counteracts what we're trying to propagate here. So I feel like right now it's very important for us to really choose our station, our mission, where it is all about raising. So having this assembly in place of this idea called Armageddon, there could be something where we see that is also alongside an earthquake as another marker point. So I would say those two things will coincide. If these events do happen, well, we'll be living through it, but at the same time, I feel like this idea of choice that I've been talking about, especially with this idea of the Chosens, I have come to some type of download and understanding that a lot of this has to do with us choosing the path, because I kept seeing this idea of and it's a cliche term, but a lot of people are being called and few are being chosen, and it's not like an external choosing. It's more of do you choose? We're giving you a taste of how this all looks, how this all maps out. Are you going to really walk through that, veil and keep going through? So We might be clearing a lot of lessons and actually getting through things in this lifetime that get us ready for this type of shift that I even was talking about all this time back when I started at the beginning verses of Revelations and followed along 12 years ago. So it's like at the same time, it's like this is what I'm, I always do go into it to see like what's happening, because when I see certain nations getting frustrated and bottoming out economies, that can put a lot of pressure on a lot of other economies. And it's like which economies will buckle the most or be the most exposed in a sense. And I think it leads to this idea of this hill with the governors. So that's what I'm getting from that. I don't want to alarm anyone. I just feel like it could even be like just a storyline or a scare tactic just to bring down. I think it's a last like hurrah from the dark forces that are just trying to throw scares in the mix. It doesn't even have to come to the full effect. So I think it's just a last stint. But there could be enough energy and like propelled by all of us choosing and like really going through the veil and saying this is the next trajectory. Are we preparing for it? Are we getting ready? Are we uniting? This uniting is probably going to take some time, but I'm hella like wanting to do it. I feel like as I'm going down my path, things are aligning for me once I'm weeding out and transmuting and doing all the shadow work and really going after what I want. Because what I want is to be a better person so that I can bring more healing and more, resonance of a positive nature to this planet. Like all I can do is that. All I can do is keep putting that one foot in front of the other and trying to get to where I think I need to be. So it's like even me wanting to find part-time freelance work and then be able to pay for daycare on my own, not have to worry about anybody helping me, and just like weeding out all the people and like moving forward, and then realizing that I'm going to come into some more income that might let me get to another foothold of mine. All of this is possible because I've been letting go of things, because I've been relinquishing, because I'm just saying, hey, like, just show me the way. You know what I mean? Show me the way. And it's just like, as I'm reaching for these things, the next foothold's coming in front of me and I'm seeing it. So I'm pretty sure it's happening for you guys too, because you're choosing you. You're saying like, oh, I want to be the one. I want to choose myself. I want to choose me. I want to do what's best for me, which is best for you, which is best for everyone. Again, not an egoic version, like a real like, I want to be a better person. I want to get groups started. I want to get things going, It's all we can do right now. Is just like keep trekking higher and higher, because the thing is like I feel like all these background noise that we're getting, and we're not just getting it with this, we're getting it with like our own economies. We're being suffocated like by resources, like timber, water, energy, everything's rising. We're all like in this very like flux point where it's like we're being pressured into like all these diamonds everywhere. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people can choose, because like I said, it's like a house party. You want 100 people to show up, you invite 180, or you invite 200 to make sure that many beacons show up. You know what I mean? To raise enough for what this is, whatever this is. I just truly see it as a huge distraction away from rising. So anything that they're trying to shoot, and even if it does manifest into a physical form, unity has to be found. And obviously at the same time, it's like we have to prepare too, if that's even plausible. You know what I mean? But I know it'll be shown, because if you are walking the narrow path, like things are illuminating as you're walking on it. And I don't think it's just like a title flat out. I feel like everyone can reach, everyone can choose themselves to be on this path. And I mean, like, why not? I don't think it's like you got to be special. Maybe people say it's like a genetic thing, or I think everyone can do it. I really do. I feel like everyone can take hold of who they are and be the best you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if this is like, some type of program thinking that they're trying to like put on our consciousness, it's like if we just keep raising through it and just like imagining like it's not happening, we'll just like figure out a different way. I feel like it'll actually like keep raising, and that's the whole point, because it's like as the pressures in our world keep mounting, as these fires keep breaking out, it's horrifying. But at the same time, it's like sometimes people are saying that it's like, oh, other humans doing it, or it's other forces like causing these things to exist. And it's like it's showing a lot of people's hands. It's showing a lot of people's like real want to like reform things, maybe not for the best way, but in a negative way. And it's like, oh, we've got to take hold of what we're seeing and like realize that like things are maybe not on the up and up. So if we realize it's not on the up and up, and we're like, hey, I want to do something about this, I want to just like turn my brain off to all of this, propaganda, media, all of this is just going to like fry our brains in a sense, because we've been through a lot of persecution to the self for the last 3 years, like as a species, as a populace, as a race. So it's like we're all trying to navigate through all of this, like, wow, like it's all going off. So it's like we're being like pressurized to like just like handle what's going on. And it's like at the same time, we have to like trek through and follow this path, because if we fall into all of this like 3D program idea mindset, we end up just like simply following the same route over and over again that doesn't lead us anywhere beneficial. So it's like this time we're giving with this energy to really like showcase to the world what we're possible and capable of doing, even if that mounts into new abilities, etc., as time goes on. Because there is this idea that as you're following your path, like I said, there's these breadcrumbs that do come, and they will be inspirational, and they will be like abilities that you can use to heal, to do, to like work with. Same as transmutation and shadow work and all of that. They're all tools, and we have to use them as we're going on this path. So I keep stipulating this, but it's like I don't think it's a chosen thing from an external force. I think it's you choosing you. I think it's you choosing that you're going to do this. I mean, it's not for a claim. Not at all. It's literally to say, like, how can we raise the frequency? How can we make this decision where we're like, no, this is going to be a planet of light, a planet of love, a planet where we don't have to suffer like this anymore. So that's it for me, guys. If you do like what I'm saying, please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm talking about this because, like I said, I'm always watching the beat on the street, I guess, in a sense, the spiritual beat. And I'm feeling like I never let go of this. Like I said, I've been watching it for 12 years, so it wouldn't stop now. But I just want us to be prepared in the sense, even mentally, spiritually, to even like, we can try to even forecast and protect and shield against an energy like this from even, conspiring to exist. So I say what I need to say, and I hope that this helps. But raise the frequency. Believe that this is not possible. Believe that something better will come of this. That these are not mounting, that's the only thing we can do to kind of minimize the ongoing pressurization that we're all going through. So if you are on this path, you're seeing a lot of enlightenment, you're seeing a lot of things open up, you're seeing things change as you're saying goodbye to like all these negative things. I've been saying goodbye and goodbye and goodbye and goodbye. It's like goodbye, bye Felicia, but not in a rude sense. But at the same time, it's like as we're just like ridding ourselves of everything that we told ourselves held us back, we're finding that like we can help way more people and we can do better things. That's the truth. It's like you're now choosing like where you're investing your energy and time, and it's to help propel and help raise. Whereas like before I was like ego based and like chasing dreams that don't exist, So I really feel like these tangibles that we're going after are real, and I think energy is always going to be raising as long as we raise, we vibe, we bring up. So I just wanted to bring that to the energy tonight, and I did want to talk about the verses because I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to look to make sure that I don't see these two, because then I'll be like, crisis averted. All right. Well, good night, guys. Love you all. Bye.